Welcome back to Edge Work, presented by FanDuel as part of the Hammer Betting Network. I'm Alex Moretto, joined here today by So Money Sports to break down tonight's games. So Money, I'm not even ready to break down tonight's games, if I'm being honest with you. We are going to recap yesterday's games a little bit, talk about what happened on the ice as Jet Greaves continues his just unbelievable play for the Blue Jackets in net. A shutout for Columbus to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Barry Colts legend is now 4-0 since being called up from the AHL. 976 save percentage, 0.75 goals against average, and 2 shutouts in 4 games since being recalled. I mean, this is like shades of Jarro Halak back in the day for me, where, you know, the Habs find this goalie who comes out of nowhere. And yeah, you got a guy from my backyard, Jet Greaves, Barry Colts legend, just playing the best hockey of his life right now. Some inspired hockey to keep Columbus in this and keep the pressure on the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah. I mean, we saw this coming, right? The Habs really needed to take care of this. And now the sticks are tight. Carolina does look like they'll be sitting a couple of guys, but they're going to be rotating as well. So they're not going to be sitting everybody. So a bit of a break, but not as big of a break as the Habs would have needed. Yeah, and I mean, Columbus has it right now. Like, that was a game yesterday where if you told me that Philadelphia was going to win that game, it wouldn't have shocked me. I did agree with your thoughts that, you know, like, it's different when you're favored and you need to win, as opposed to when you're just playing loose and like you're just going for it, right? So, and we're seeing that with Montreal right now. They're not favored, but they were expected to get one win here in these last few games. So, yeah, pressure gets to you sometimes, and especially with the young kids. And Columbus knows that I've got a lot riding on them, so they're really playing for me right now as well. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I was saying before the show, it feels like the Habs are free falling right now. It feels like they are just completely collapsing. But when you look at them, they have literally lost 5 games in regulation since the Four Nations break. 25 games. They've only lost 5 games in regulation. They are not collapsing. They lost 1 game in regulation over the last 3 weeks. Like, they're not collapsing. They're not. It's one of these very strange situations where you feel like if they're going to blow this comfortable cushion they had, it would need to take a full-on collapse. I mean, they still are winning games. They only lost to the Sens in regulation. They get a point against the Leafs. They get a point against the Hawks. Obviously, that, you know, getting a point against the Hawks is very bad. You need to do better than that. But yeah, it feels like this has been a free fall. It hasn't been a free fall. Columbus just can't lose again all of a sudden. A very interesting race. The final playoff spot up for grabs. We will get more into that game very soon. Before we do last night's bets, we went 5-3. Another profitable night for us on the ice. I gotta say, I was pretty much I was pretty heavily on the Flames because after Vegas had taken money, I got back on them again. Saw more comments about who was going to be resting. Did not understand the Vegas money. Added more, and then when it was 3-1 Vegas and the Wild had tied it and won, and the Blues were killing Utah, I'm like, this is deflating for the Flames. They're going to see this and they're going to roll over and it's going to be done. I had pretty much left that one for dead. It was great to see that they were able to still get the job done there and come back. So that was nice. I would have liked a little bit better from Anaheim there after Minnesota ties it so late. We were very close to getting that Ducks one home. I thought at least in overtime, you know, like the Wild clinch, they're good, mail it in. Obviously was not the case. They bring Fleury in for overtime, which I found very weird. Like, honestly, like, this is not some Make-A-Wish kid. Like, I don't know. You're bringing him out for the overtime. Like, he's like your team mascot because there's nothing to play for now. We can get you in the net. It's all good, Mark. Like, you can go in there. Game's over. We're in the playoffs. Now we don't mind putting you in. I thought that was really weird. I mean, I get, like, it's easier said than done. And I'm not in that position. I never will be in that position. So it's easier for me to sit here at home and comment on it. But, like, if I were him, I'd be like, fuck you. I don't want to go in the game now. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm happy we're in the playoffs. This is awesome. But, like, to sit there for 60 minutes and then get thrown in when it doesn't matter. Like it just felt very, very strange to me. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I see your point. I just think that if it was someone who was not interested in that kind of thing, then yeah, I totally understand that it seems weird. But he's shown this year that he does like it. He does like the accolades. He does like the like
Right.
he likes the farewell tour, and like that's fine, right? Like there's like right, like that's cool. He's like earned that
Mm-hmm.
right to be able to warrant a farewell tour. So yeah, I didn't make much of it. I thought that I didn't necessarily think it was a nice thing. I didn't think it was a bad thing. It was just one of those things where I just figured that that they talked about it. Hey, you want to go in, and like it wasn't as if that if he had said no, they would have been like, no, you have to go in, right? So like I'm sure they asked him, and he said yes, right? Like otherwise he wouldn't be in, right? So and he likes that kind of stuff. So it's not like he was forced to go do that. He chose to do it, and he wanted to do it. So that's why
Right.
I didn't make much of it.
As you see from Anth Better there, the whole Fleury farewell tour thing has been a little bit strange. I felt the same way. It's been a little bit like, I don't know. You're right. It definitely seems like he's enjoyed it, and it's been like what he's kind of wanted, but like
Yeah,
it's all been very weird. And then like the last where they had his kids out there, and he was on there supposed to be his last home game. Everyone was out, and then he gets shelled for like 7 goals. It's all I love Fleury too. Like I'm a big Fleury
yeah,
guy. Ton of respect for him and his career. I am old enough to remember him in the World Juniors in 2004 when he had that own goal where do you remember that? He kind of like went to like
yep,
clear the puck, went off the back of I can't remember whose leg it was, but yeah, I remember we were all in high school watching that in the lecture hall. Yeah, so I mean I've always loved Fleury. This whole thing has been a little bit strange to me, but nonetheless, a very good career. And if this is how he wants to wind it down and celebrate it, then who am I to comment on it? So yeah, 5-3 on our best bets last night. Hopefully we can continue the momentum today. We only have 2 more days of regular season hockey because puckheads, the NHL playoffs are right around the corner. Very much so, once and for all. And FanDuel is bringing you the best bets on the ice. Get in the lab when you make your same-game parlay by checking out FanDuel's player performance pages that track stats and averages all your favorite players. Once you know who's cooking, add shots on goal, points, assists, or even goalie saves to your SGP. Missed puck drop, you can still tap in with live same-game parlay and period-specific player props. Right now, all series that have been finalized are in there. You can bet on all the series, derivative markets, handicaps, exact scores, player props for all the series. There's a ton of stuff already posted for the NHL playoffs over at FanDuel. And right now, new customers can kick off the season with $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download FanDuel Sportsbook and make every moment more. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 plus and present in select states, or 18 plus and present in DC, or 19 plus and physically located in Ontario. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. Visit connexontario.ca. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mbgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. All right, let's do this and get into tonight's games. There was no point putting this off any longer. We will start in Montreal, where the Carolina Hurricanes are taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Canes money. Canes opened around the -140 range, depending on where you looked. At FanDuel, they opened the -140 and some other books like that. Did not really open some of the sharper shops until in some cases this morning or overnight. But obviously Montreal took money given the must-win game, all that sort of stuff. And then not surprising to see Carolina take money as they do in every single game. The market loves them. Carolina money came right back in, and Canes went from plus money to now about anywhere in that like -115 to kind of -125 range. That is where they're sitting currently. They are going to rest some guys. It is not confirmed who they are going to rest in a sick, twisted, overthinking this whole situation way. I almost don't even want them to rest anyone because like vets that are out there just going through the motions, looking ahead to the playoffs, feels a little bit less dangerous to me than AHLers who are actually going to go out there and try their asses off and try and make a name for themselves. I know that is ridiculous because Skylar Brindamore, who's one of the guys they call up, Rod's son, literally is terrible. You look at his AHL numbers, he is so bad. But here I am, just a tortured fan that is somehow more scared of Skylar Brindamore than I am Sebastian Aho right now. So I don't know, man. You can talk me through this if you want to. My thoughts on this are pretty simple. The Habs looked very scared against Chicago. They looked like a team that all of a sudden had all the pressure and expectations on them when they had gone, 75, 80 games without any pressure or expectations on them and playing the role of spoiler, playing with house money. Now all of a sudden, you're not really playing with house money. You're right there, and the pressure shifts, and it showed. They were nervous in how they approached that game from start to finish. And I mean, the pressure is only getting bigger now. I mean, that's it. Like, at least last game, there was still time left. There was still a lot of stuff that could have happened for them to get in. Now it's pretty much, if you don't get a point here tonight, I think it's curtains on the season. So if they were playing nervous last game, it's hard to imagine they're going to be much better here tonight. So I personally am concerned here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I bet Carolina. Again, like this has nothing to do with my thoughts on Montreal and where I think that they're headed. I think that they have a very, very bright future, but this is something that, I mean, we've seen coming for the last couple of weeks here. We saw the signs when Montreal was winning. There were still some issues, and we've talked about that on the show. And it's just that Rob touched on this last week too, right? That like you can only play poorly for so long as a team that's not at an elite level, right? And obviously Montreal's not an elite team right now, and they can't play the way that they've been playing and expect to continue to get results. And now we're seeing the other shoe drop now for the Habs, and we've talked about this. The sticks get tight, and you know what? They may. This might be a situation where we are writing them off, and they're playing with no pressure at this point, right? Like, I mean, they've got where they wanted to go. Now they just have to go get a point, right? That's it, right? So, yeah, I did play Carolina. It was based on the number, obviously. I think that they are going to rest a couple of guys, but they're not going to be sitting the whole team, right? So, and yeah, Skylar Brindamore is going to be playing. They call the Brian Suzuki's, right? So, I mean, there are going to be kids in that lineup.
Suzuki's brother. I mean, come on, like this is just Kotkaniemi against it. Like this is a Hollywood script. I can already see coach's son, the captain from the other team's younger brother. Like there's all these things are playing into this for Carolina. The narrative almost writes itself. This feels like a 3-2 Canes win with a Brindamore, Suzuki, and Kotkaniemi goal.
But let's add another layer to that, right? If they do lose tonight, then they'll have Patrick Waugh trying to save them tomorrow, right? So
yeah. And that's not happening. The Isles looked completely dead yesterday.
Right? So I mean, yeah, like I don't think Montreal is dead, right? Like I think that it's not like they're going to roll over tonight and it's going to be an easy Carolina win or anything like that. I do think Montreal's going to battle. I think Montreal's going to play hard, and it is possible that they can get that game into overtime. So, yeah, I played the Habs. I mean, sorry, I played Carolina just based on the number here. I think that there was too much of an adjustment off of Carolina with the thinking that it's a Montreal must win and Carolina is going to sit everybody. So it's just based on that. I don't think that Carolina is going to sit everybody. And if they don't, then
yeah. I will say I was more nervous for the Chicago game than I am for this one. There's something about playing a team that really like has their eyes on the playoffs that we've seen a lot over the last few weeks. Like Chicago's a team coming in there. This is their Stanley Cup. They want to play spoiler. It's this, like, I mean, that was everything for them, right? To be able to be in a game like that after the season they've had. This is very different where like, I don't expect the same kind of approach from Carolina. That being said, I'm just extremely pessimistic with how the last couple weeks have gone. So this is
That's fair.
yeah, this I would expect a better effort, better game. I mean, Marty, the one thing I'll say about him is that he's a very good motivator. He's a guy who's been through a lot of different situations in his career as a player and with various different teams. There's basically nothing that this team can go through that he hasn't experienced in some way, shape, or form himself. So I think he's a good guy to kind of steady them a little bit before this game. But I am very, very concerned. Let's put it that way. I am very, very concerned. I do feel like they'll ultimately get a point, but man, we'll go ahead and track the Canes here. Might as well make that a double best bet for the emotional hedge. Just fully lean into this one right now. Hopefully we're coming on here with a different tone tomorrow. We will move on to the Ducks and the Jets. Anaheim plus 225, Winnipeg minus 280, a total of 5.5, minus 128 to the over, plus 104 to the under. I can't even believe we're talking about other games. It feels like there aren't even other games tonight, although I have bet a couple of these games. This wasn't one of them. Ducks on the back-to-back here. Winnipeg, nothing to play for. Probably should be considering more of a Ducks position than I have been. But I did not end up getting on Anaheim, and I'm not there yet. There's still time. Maybe you can change my mind.
No, I got nothing here. I mean, I don't know the mindset of either team right now. There's not much that's been coming out of either camp right now. So there's no basis for me to make a play. Yes, the number is inflated, right? Like Anaheim has been playing better than what that number indicates, even if they are on a back-to-back. So, but I just got nothing to go on in this game. So I'll have nothing here.
Yeah, myself as well. There are other games that I like a bit more, so don't need to force it here. So we will just go right past it. Move on to the Wings and the Devils. This is a game I do have a bet in. Devils plus 100, Wings minus 120, total of 5.5, minus 115 to the over. I know this is a number that's a little bit crazy to consider, but like I like and I did bet the Wings tonight. Devils on the back-to-back here, obviously fully shifted their mindset over to the playoffs. They didn't rest anyone yesterday. Hard to envision a full Devils effort on the back-to-back. I can't imagine that we see very much of a very vanilla game. I'm sure guys will be in and out of this lineup. And the Wings are still battling down the stretch here. So I did bet the Wings. I do like the Wings here tonight. The minus 120 on FanDuel is good. It ran out a little bit far this morning. And then some Devils money kind of came back. So it's back within a decent range, in my opinion. There's minus 115s, minus 114 around. What are your thoughts on this game?
Completely agree. I played the Wings as well. Sheldon Keefe was talking about Palat is going to be out. So his actual quote was, "We're not putting anyone in harm's way unnecessarily," right? Mm-hmm. So read between the lines there, right? Like that shows you what kind of mindset that the Devils have in this game. I did bet the Wings. I still think there's a lot of room to move here, especially once it comes down the guys that the Devils are going to be sitting. So that number is just going to. I mean, look, we're talking about it and it's taking off right now, right? So yes, right. So like that number is going to move and it's going to. It's going to move. So like bet it now.
Couldn't agree more. Nothing else needs to be added to that. We will not have official lineup confirmation for a while, though, because obviously the Devils playing last night. There will be no morning skate today, so we won't exactly know who's in and out. But we can trust what he said, and we can kind of read between the lines there and feel pretty comfortable. Expecting a lot of big names to sit. And like we talked about, it's not even just the fact that they're going to be resting guys. It's the fact that they have literally nothing to play for and have already moved on to the playoffs. We've seen enough of these teams just kind of completely mail it in. You're going through the motions out there. There's no intensity. It's very, very hard to win in this league when you approach games with that sort of mindset. So we will go ahead and lock in the Wings as well as our second best bet of the night. And we will get to the Stars and the Predators. Stars minus 156, Preds plus 130, a total of 6.5, plus 106 to the over, minus 130 to the under. This is a game where the Stars are going to be playing on Saturday. It sounds like, if the reports are true, it sounds like that is one of the two series that's going to start on Saturday.
Yeah.
You have to imagine they're going to want to rest guys, but also like going into the playoffs with 7 straight losses if they lose tonight is not exactly a great thing. This is one of those situations where I think maybe you can expect a little bit more from a team like Dallas tonight than you can from a team like the Devils or something like that. So I personally have not bet this game. I'm just going to sit this one out because I'm a little hesitant still as to what we can expect from the Stars.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I agree. Normally, I would be wanting to bet Nashville in this situation. Last home game of the season, Dallas. We don't know who Dallas is going to be playing, but yeah, it's in this situation. I can't get behind Nashville just for a couple of things that you mentioned here too. Yes, Dallas is in playoff mode right now, or in terms of their mindset, not in terms of the way that they're playing. Right? They're nowhere near a playoff mode in on the ice. So, and I think that would theoretically go into the decision in terms of who plays tonight. I think that this is a team that I would think they would want to get into playoff mode. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did play guys. There was talk of Tyler Seguin back, and I mean, right, like so there could be a situation where Dallas does take this game seriously, and and if they do take it seriously, then I mean Nashville's cooked then. So yeah, so I will sit this one out. It's not a usual straightforward situation where we know like the better team is not taking it seriously. So I will. There you go. Message in the chat there. DeBoer said full lineup, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, right. So like I haven't seen that come through yet, and like if that's the case, then there's no reason to be betting this game.
Also, how about Steven Stamkos for the Preds? Signs that contract. That's the cutthroat mentality you kind of need. Like Julien Brisebois saying, we see the aging here in Stamkos. Like Stamkos was a bit of a net negative for the Tampa last year, even though I think he still scored like 40 goals, but he was a shell of what he used to be. They saw that. They moved on from him. They said, we're not paying him the money he wants and the term he wants. Nashville swoops in there. Yeah, Stamkos a minus 36 this season. Just like a completely unplayable player at 5-on-5. Obviously, incredible career, incredible achievements he's had, but like he is fully cooked. So that's tough to see for him, but also tough to see for the Preds because they have some figuring out to do with some of those contracts they've just handed out. Yeah, Astros leaderboard here. Congrats to Mason Lohrei for the green jacket, but Connor Bedard too, man. I honestly, like, I know the team is bad, but Bedard has not lived up to the hype whatsoever. Like, I don't know. He's still young. There's still a lot of time, but like you expected a lot more from him. And for him to be able to help turn this team around a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I will give Bedard all the rope in the world right now.
Yes.
He's in a tough situation there, and yes, I mean, like you could make a case that like, well, there were other players that were in tough situations as well, right? Like Crosby was in a tough situation. Ovechkin came in at a tough time as well. So, yeah, I will give him all the rope in the world. I still think it's too early right now.
Yeah. All right. So, Emil Heineman will be in the Canadiens lineup tonight. Good. That is not anything that's going to have any impact on the line, obviously, but he's a good player. He he got out of the lineup because of the fact that he got injured, and then after winning a bunch, so he couldn't quite get back in. I don't understand why it took this long, but that's a good omen. We started last game on Monday. We started last week with a bad omen with my power going out. Power's on. Everything's beautiful here. And we got Heineman back in the lineup. I think that's a good omen. I'm just going to say
maybe things are looking up.
Things are looking up. Speaking of looking up, no, that was a terrible segue because we're talking about the Canucks and the Knights right now. So Vancouver minus 105 at home to Vegas. Vegas minus 114, a total of 5.5 to either side. I will give you the floor because this is your team. I would like to think I know where your head is at for this one. Yeah, Take it away.
So I did bet the Canucks. They're fine right now to bet. There's some plus money out there. Vegas sat a lot of guys last night, so it's tough for me to envision that those same guys are going to be sat again. So that's the reason why Vegas did take some money in the market. For the Canucks here, I think that even if Vegas plays their guys who they're supposed to, I still think that the Canucks they are playing better right now. They're playing for their coach. There's another added emotional element for tonight's game as well, with it looking like it's going to be Brock Besser's last game as well. And there's also uncertainty, right? There's uncertainty about a coach who this team likes very much, and who they've shown in the last couple of weeks here, as they've been eliminated from the playoffs. They're still playing hard for him, right? And I don't envision that that's going to change. Even in that San Jose game, you look at the score and you say, well, they only beat San Jose 2-1 in overtime, right? But that game was a lot worse for San Jose, right? They had Georgiev, who just stood on his head in that game, right? So Canucks are playing. I have no issue and I have no pause in thinking that we're going to be getting a ceiling effort from the Canucks. I don't think that we're going to get a ceiling effort from Vegas, obviously, because even if they do dress more guys than they did yesterday. So I think the number is off because of that reason, and I can see the case for the Vegas money coming in with the guys coming back. It's not a true back to back because nobody played yesterday, right? So it's not a true back to back. So I understand the Vegas money, but I still think that the way that the Canucks are playing right now, it's not accounted for, and that's my edge right now in this game. That I've seen this team and they're still playing, and I think that there's another added emotional element that is gonna keep propelling them to keep playing in this game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I bet Vancouver as well this morning. To be honest, I bet them at a worse number than is available now. I did not time it the best. I thought that we would see after where Vegas closed last night. I did not think that there would be the same Vegas money that entered the market that there was yesterday against the Flames. I should have known that there would have been. That was stupid on my part. But yeah, regardless, I'm fine with the numbers I played it at. Obviously would have liked the better numbers, but I like the Canucks here as well for all the reasons you said. I have nothing I need to add to that. You kind of mapped that one out perfectly. So we will move on to the final game of the night, the Oilers and the Sharks. Oilers minus 220 in San Jose, plus 180 for the Sharks. Total of 6.5, minus 108 to the over, minus 112 to the under. Tempted to take a Sharks price here, just given all the guys out for the Oilers and the fact that they're very much focused on that King series right now. I do somewhat like, the Sharks in their last game. A lot of the young kids kind of try and make a final say here before the offseason and kind of send the fans home with something to be excited about for next year. But also the Sharks suck, and I can't quite do it. So I'm just sitting this game out completely. Nothing for me here. Part of me thinks that maybe Edmonton has some guys where they do have a lot of lineup decisions they're going to have to make as guys come in and out of the lineup for the playoffs. A lot of guys going to be coming back for game one that haven't necessarily played for a while. So there are a lot of guys in this Oilers team right now who are going to try and make their case to be in there in game one and not be a guy who is watching from the press box. So just enough sort of variables here that are going to keep me off of this one. I would lean Sharks, but I'm ultimately going to sit this one out.
Yeah, that's fair. I did bet the over in this game. I bet the last few Sharks overs, and even though it's been mixed results in terms of the final score, I have no problem coming back to Sharks overs based on the way that they've been playing. Right. Even in the Canucks game, that was a game that should have gotten out of hand for San Jose, and it would have opened up more, but it stayed. But because the score stayed close, that game started getting tighter as the game went on. I played the over in the Edmonton San Jose game a week or so ago, and I lost that one, even though I felt unlucky because, again, the Sharks were peppered in that game. So what I'm saying is that I don't see any difference in the way that the Sharks are playing defensively, even though I think I'm 1-3 on their overs right now. Um, but there's nothing that indicates that they're going to play differently defensively. They're still they're still very deficient on defense. They are willing to skate in the right situation, and I don't think Edmonton is going to come into this game like they did against the Kings, where they wanted to keep it tight and close. I think that in this game, it's just both teams should want to skate, and there's no reason why there's going to be that attention to defense in this game. So I did bet the over 6.5. It's still out there, flat 6.5. Right. So
available. Minus 105 is available. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously the concern is that if the Oilers decide they want to sit everybody, but I think that even if they do, I think that there's enough. There's going to be enough back and forth in this game that both teams should get enough chances to get there with the number. It's just a matter of if they're going to convert, and I can't control that, but I can control the prices I get. So I do like the over in this game.
Yeah. Okay, we will go ahead and track that as well. So that gives us 4 best bets for tonight on a 5-game slate, or 6-game slate, I guess. But not bad as we try and end this season strong here. Charles asks in the chat if we have any other playoff bets with the new series prices up. I'm a little bit hesitant to fully dive in and talk about this yet. I haven't gone through each series completely, so I don't want to start yet. It's also they're not up everywhere yet. A lot of places still have to post series price and stuff like that, so I'm kind of just going to hold off for now. We're going to do a full dive into this first round on Friday. We will talk about all the first round series. We will go like a regular show. Instead of going game by game, we will go series by series. Rob Pizzola will be on that as well on Friday, so it'll be the 3 of us. We're going to go series by series. We'll talk about some futures, like to win the Eastern Conference, to win the West, cup stuff, Conn Smythe stuff, some series props, player stuff, all that sort of stuff we will dive into on Friday. We'll do a full breakdown. It should be a longer show, so come prepared with some snacks and some water, because we might be here for a while. I will hold off on talking too much about playoff stuff though today because of that. So we'll just put a pin in that for now. Best bets for tonight are Carolina minus 116, Detroit minus 114, Canucks plus 100, and the Oilers Sharks over 6.5 minus 105. Those are the 4 best bets for tonight. No goal parlay for us here, as because of all the lineup uncertainty and stuff. FanDuel has been a little bit later to post a lot of that stuff, which is completely understandable, just given all the guys that have been out of the lineups. Player prop stuff has been a lot less widely available earlier in the days, so nothing for that for now. We will try and get a anytime goal parlay up though. If we get some suggestions here from the chat. Hal already gave one. He said Connor Brown.
Yeah,
do you have
any
yeah, you like Connor Brown? Okay, we'll throw Connor Brown in there for sure. Brown is. I don't know if Brown is up on FanDuel right now. That's the one issue. He's not. They don't have any goal stuff up for the Oilers game right now. So we'd have to probably wait before we were able to get that in. So let's not include him for now. If you're at home watching this though and you have time, you can hold off and maybe add Brown in after the fact. But we will get Besser in. I believe Besser is posted. No.
Besser's gonna score.
He's not posted though.
Oh, really?
Nothing is posted for that game either. We have nothing for the Nashville game. I think we're going to have to forego an anytime goal parlay tonight. We have guys posted for the Wings Devils game. We have guys posted for the Canes Habs, and we have guys posted for the Ducks and the Jets. We could get a 3-player.
Let's see in the Wings
done.
Game. Yeah, we'd be forcing it, man.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be forcing it.
No, nobody stands out here for me in the Wings game.
Yeah, I got nothing for us here. I like Nick Suzuki to score tonight.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think we have enough here for a parlay. And
we have Nick Suzuki and Brock Besser.
Nick Suzuki, Brock Besser, and Connor Brown.
Yeah.
And Jordan is very close to just getting muted here, just booted from the chat. Charles too. Yes, Kotkaniemi, of course he's scoring tonight. Obviously, Kotkaniemi is scoring a goal tonight.
Of course.
Of course he is. But I'm just gonna sit there and cry when it happens. That's it.
There's some more Carolina money that just came in. I wonder if there's any news about Yeah, and it looks like
it's just regular Carolina money that always comes through every game.
Yeah, and it looks like Devils are full rest here.
They're going to be resting everyone.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So there you go. We should have mentioned that too, though. If you wanted to bet the Habs tonight, if you're a sicko and you did want to bet Montreal, you definitely should just wait, because we've seen Carolina lose so much over the last couple weeks, but they have taken money every single game. We've seen their lack of effort, lack of intensity that started in early April when they were pretty much locked into that 2 seed in the Metro. And if I pull up their schedule here, I just remember they've been losing every game, but every single day they continue to take money in the market. They had lost to the Wings, lost to the Bruins, lost to the Sabres, lost to the Caps, beat the Rangers, and then lost to the Leafs. They closed minus 200 almost in that Leafs game. We've seen the money come in and pour in on them. They also play tomorrow as well, Carolina, so keep that in mind here. So I don't think I think at this point we're probably at the peak of where Carolina will end up. So probably now you can if you wanted, but Montreal would be the time to get in. But this is hardly surprising to see Carolina get bet like we do every time. So I hope the people that continue to bet Carolina lose more money tonight, like they have been pre-game for the last couple of weeks. God, I don't want to do anything for the rest of the day. I need 7 o'clock to be here now. And
you're an absolute mess.
This sucks. It sucks. I feel like this is what Leafs fans must feel like before every game 7. You in the back of your head, you just kind of know what's coming, and you're just ready for the pain. All right, no anytime goal parlay for tonight, unfortunately, because of the fact that we don't have many options up yet. So we will forego that. No goal parlay either. So no parlays for us tonight. Just the 4 best bets: the Canes money line minus 116, the Wings minus 114, Vancouver plus 100, and Edmonton San Jose over 6.5 minus 105. That will do it for us today. I soldiered through some intense nerves and general just anxiety to come on here today and do this show. So the least you can do is like the stream before you head out. Subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Would definitely appreciate it. We will be back, myself and So Money, tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then again, myself, So Money, and Rob on Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for a full playoff preview. So a couple exciting days coming up. Until then, enjoy the games tonight and good luck on your bets.